Let's move on to the other side of the camera. We've just got a couple buttons there. I've already briefly mentioned the AF illuminator. This also serves a couple of other purposes. What this does is I talked about how it's the red eye reduction feature. Additionally, if the light is really dim and the camera can't see to focus, I know I don't see as well in low light, this little illuminator will project out and give the camera something to focus on. Now, that can be really handy. It can also be kind of distracting.
Right.
If you're in stealth mode and you're trying to get candid shots, you may want to turn that off and help the camera focus if necessary through manual. And one final setting that this illuminator does is when you're in self-timer mode. It starts blinking. So it gives you this signal that it's in self-timer mode, and then it starts firing rapidly just prior to shooting. So it gives you that warning of when to pose and smile.
So your family all looks good and you don't have to do the little layer trick in Photoshop.
Exactly. Although invariably you have to.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt.
That's right. Okay, we've got two more settings here. This one, the next button, is called your depth of field preview button. What that button does is when you depress this, actually when you're looking through the camera, you're always looking through the lens at its widest aperture. So it's bright, it's easier to see. At the point of releasing the shutter, the camera closes the aperture down to where it's going to be. By pushing the depth of field preview button in, it closes that aperture down to where it will be when the camera fires. It gets fairly dark, but you can, if you're careful and if you look closely, see exactly from near to far how much area is going to be in focus in your frame. Now, additionally, through the menus, which we'll get to shortly, you have the ability to actually program this for other functions. I don't use depth of field preview, so I've actually programmed mine for something else, which we'll get to. You've got one other button down here. It's called the function button. That button, you can pick one of your most favorite settings that you're not always in, but you want to get to quickly without having to wade through the menu. And you have the option of either function and just holding it, or if it's something you don't want to hold the button while you're shooting, you can depress the function, turn the main command dial, and activate that specific function. When you're finished, just depress it and turn the command dial one more time to get out of that setting.